Imagine being told that a forgotten stretch of land suddenly became the richest diamond field on Earth. Imagine hearing that ordinary ground was hiding stones worth millions and that only a few lucky investors would get access before the secret went public. Now imagine that some of the smartest, rich, and most powerful men of the 19th century believed this story completely. They didn't just believe it, they rushed to buy in. What they didn't know was that the entire discovery was fake, carefully staged, and designed to exploit the oldest weakness in human decision-making: the desire to believe in extraordinary opportunity. This is the story of the Great Diamond Hoax of 1872, one of the most elegant financial deceptions ever pulled off, and a perfect example of how wealth, authority, and confidence can be manipulated long before the age of startups, social media, or Silicon Valley. To understand why this worked, you have to step into the mindset of America in the late 1800s. This was the age of expansion, railroads, oil booms, gold rushes, and overnight fortunes. People genuinely believed that vast untapped riches were still hidden in the ground, waiting for the right person to claim them. Striking it rich wasn't fantasy. It had already happened thousands of times. So when rumors began circulating about diamonds discovered in the American West, it didn't sound ridiculous. It sounded inevitable. Two men stood at the center of this story: Philip Arnold and John Slack. They were not famous, powerful, or particularly sophisticated. They were prospectors who understood one crucial truth: you don't need to be a genius to run a successful scam. You just need to understand how belief works. Arnold and Slack claimed they had stumbled upon a remote diamond field somewhere between Colorado and Wyoming. They said the location was secret to prevent theft. They said they wanted discreet investors. Scarcity, secrecy, exclusivity, all the right psychological buttons were already being pressed. Instead of loudly promoting their discovery, they did something smarter. They acted hesitant, cautious, reluctant to share details. This made their story more believable. People trust secrets more than advertisements. When word quietly reached wealthy circles in San Francisco, curiosity exploded. Powerful businessmen wanted in, not because they had proof, but because they feared missing out on something historic. Here's where the hoax becomes almost brilliant in its simplicity. Arnold and Slack had salted the land. They purchased uncut diamonds, rubies, and sapphires from Europe and scattered them across a barren plot of land. Then they invited respected experts to examine the site. The experts found gems embedded in the soil exactly where they were supposed to be. To them, it looked like geological confirmation. The ground sparkled with promise. One of the men brought in to verify the discovery was Clarence King, one of the most respected geologists in the United States. His involvement gave the operation enormous credibility. Wealthy investors trusted his judgment, and once credible authorities started validating the find, skepticism quietly died. This is a pattern you'll see again and again in financial frauds. Once authority blesses the story, people stop asking hard questions. A mining company was formed. Shares were sold. Enormous sums of money changed hands. The supposed diamond field was valued at millions, an astronomical amount for the time. Investors believed they were buying into the next great American resource boom. Newspapers picked up the story. Society elites whispered about it. The narrative spread faster than any evidence could contradict it. But there was a fatal flaw hidden beneath the excitement. Real diamond fields don't look like this. Gems don't sit neatly on the surface in mixed varieties. Geologically, the site made no sense. The distribution of stones was unnatural. Any trained geologist spending enough time there would eventually realize something was wrong. And eventually, someone did. Clarence King, the same expert whose reputation helped legitimize the discovery, began to suspect fraud. The details didn't add up. The more he examined the site, the clearer the truth became. The diamonds had been planted. The entire discovery was staged. What had looked like a miracle of nature was actually a carefully constructed illusion. When the truth came out, the reaction was shock, embarrassment, and quiet damage control. Many powerful men had been fooled, and they did not want their names associated with one of the most humiliating cons of the century. Lawsuits followed. Reputations suffered, but interestingly, the scandal faded faster than you might expect. There were no viral headlines, no mass outrage, no endless commentary, just an uncomfortable silence. Arnold and Slack, the masterminds, did not face the kind of punishment you might expect today. They had already cashed out. One of them lived comfortably afterward. The damage had been done, and the lesson was quietly buried. But here's the part that makes this story matter today. The Great Diamond Hoax wasn't really about diamonds. It was about narrative control. It was about how people with money and status outsource their skepticism when a story fits what they already want to believe. It revealed that evidence doesn't need to be strong if confidence is strong enough. Think about how modern scams work. Replace diamonds with technology. Replace prospectors with founders. Replace land surveys with pitch decks. Replace geological experts with consultants and auditors. The structure barely changes. The language does. Back then, the illusion was created with physical objects planted in the ground. Today, illusions are created with metrics, projections, dashboards, and carefully worded revenue definitions. But the psychology is identical. People chase exclusivity. They trust authority. They fear missing out. And once money and reputation are involved, skepticism becomes socially inconvenient. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Great Diamond Hoax is how long it survived, despite being fundamentally absurd. Diamonds appearing randomly across a wide area, mixed together in unnatural ways. That alone should have raised alarms. But when excitement takes over, logic becomes optional. The same mechanism allows modern scams to thrive even when warning signs are obvious in hindsight. Another uncomfortable truth is that the victims weren't naive. They were some of the most powerful businessmen of their time. Educated, experienced, successful. If they could be fooled so completely, what does that say about the rest of us? The hoax didn't work because people were stupid. It worked because they were human. And that's the most important takeaway. Scams don't target ignorance. They target optimism. They target ambition. They target the belief that you're early, special, and smart enough to spot opportunity before everyone else. That belief is intoxicating. It feels like insight. It feels like intelligence. But it's often just well-designed persuasion. The Great Diamond Hoax eventually became a cautionary tale taught in economics and geology classes. But outside those circles, it faded from memory. And that's dangerous, because forgetting these stories allows them to repeat in new forms. Different names, different industries, same psychology. Today, the scams look more sophisticated. The language is more technical. The numbers are bigger. The platforms are global, but the structure hasn't changed. Someone presents an opportunity that feels exclusive. Authority figures endorse it. Evidence appears convincing. Doubts are framed as negativity, and by the time reality catches up, the money is gone. What makes the 1872 hoax so unsettling is how modern it feels. It proves that you don't need advanced technology to manufacture belief. You only need confidence, timing, and a story people want to be true. That was enough then. It's still enough now. So the next time you hear about a revolutionary discovery, a once-in-a-lifetime investment, or a secret opportunity only a few people understand, remember this story. Remember how an empty patch of land became one of the most valuable diamond fields in America without producing a single real mine? Remember how experts were convinced, how investors competed, how logic quietly stepped aside. Because the most dangerous scams aren't hidden in the dark. They stand in the open, dressed in credibility, waiting for belief to do the rest. And somewhere right now, another version of this story is being written. Not with diamonds in the dirt, but with numbers on a screen, promises in a pitch, and a narrative designed to feel just real enough to trust.